Hey guys, how's it going? Today we're going to be going on another hike. This one won't be as crazy as the hike I done in Langkawi. This one's a little bit more out there. Overall today the total gain will be about 700 meters. I have Lena with me today. She's just a little bit further on there. You can probably see her with the umbrella. We're starting this trail off at Puncak Kasari. The start of the trail is by the Islam cemetery. We haven't decided which loop we're going to do, but we probably will take in the waterfall as we're going to spend the whole day out here. I picked myself up the new DJI Osmo 360 camera. I want to have a little play around with it today, see what kind of shots I can get with it, play with the settings. When I finished my last hike and when I was going over the footage, all that was going through my head was I could have got this shot, I could have got this shot from this angle. One of my goals for today is just try and improve on video making, as I'm still very much an amateur, but it's a passion that I really enjoy. Okay, I better shut up here. Lena's miles ahead, so I have to try and catch up with her. We've come to our first junction. The sign is indicating that there's two different tracks you can take. One to the left is the waterfall and Bukit Madei via Sri Permata, and the one to the right is the waterfall and Bukit Madei via Desa Tuid Sri Gombak loop. Oh man, we've decided that we want to do the waterfall and Bukit Madei via the Sri Permata, so we're going to take a left. We've only just started the trail and already you're getting beautiful views of the Batu Caves. The trail itself up to this point is very well maintained, as it appears to be a bit of a dirt track. Just a little pre-warning, if you are taking the route to the left of the Y junction back there, it's a steep incline and there's no shade. So if it is a very hot day, this is going to be twice as brutal. So we've just come to our first pit stop here. I think this would be a perfect spot to get a bit of aerial footage. Okay, see you in the sky. Initially I thought we were going to do the Puncak trail, which is the yellow one. Change of plan, we're going to do the blue trail, which goes down by the waterfall, and from the waterfall we'll connect onto the trail to bring us up to Bukit Madei. Trail is starting to decline now, and I'm just coming up to the next junction here. The blue trail continues on here. We've decided we want to see the waterfall, so we're going to make our way down to the waterfall now. I can hear the waterfall in the distance and it sounds like it actually might be a big enough waterfall, so I'm looking forward to getting down here. So far we're really enjoying this trail, very well maintained. There is that one steep section at the start, but so far it's been very moderate. And to be honest, if anyone has watched my video from my trek in Langkawi, I think anything will be moderate after that one, as that was pretty hardcore.
Finishing up down here at the waterfall. Beautiful little place to come chill out. It's so secluded. But now we're going to make our way back up onto the main trail up towards Bukit Madei. Okay, let's rock and roll. Made it back up from the waterfall. We're here at the junction, and now we're going to turn left and continue on the blue trail. The trek down to the waterfall, it is a little bit steep, but it's not too bad. It's only a short distance. And the blue trail, which we're back on here now, it's quite moderate. So far, one of the cool things about this particular trail, you're surrounded by all these beautiful landscapes, you know, like this here is just absolutely stunning. We've come to our next junction. This arrow with Bukit Madei is pointing straight on. However, there's another sign here with the blue trail and arrows pointing up this way. So I'm guessing both trails kind of probably link on to the one trail. So we're going to turn left at this junction and hopefully we're on the right track. Okay, let's rock and roll. The junction we just came from, this section here is a little bit steeper. It's kind of overgrown above us here as well. It's awesome just to get out of the sun for a few minutes, man, as today it's very, very hot. As I mentioned earlier, I have the DJI Osmo 360 with me. And I've never really used the 360 before, as I normally just shoot with the GoPros. So it's taken a little bit of getting used to. I've no idea what the footage is going to look like. So as you come through this section here, which is quite overgrown, you will come to one of your first climbing sections. It's only a small climbing section, but it is a landmark if you are following this trail in the future. We've come to another junction, and this one's a little bit confusing. Blue arrow is pointing this way, yellow arrow is pointing this way. This one says the car park where we started the whole trek is this way. This sign is saying yellow trail this way. So it's a little bit confusing, this one. I'm going to check Google Maps as can't really rely on the signage here. Okay, give me 1 second. Check the maps and I think we are going to go this way, which is the yellow trail. So fingers crossed this would take us towards Bukit Madei, otherwise we would have just done one big massive loop. And I think the section where the B or M sign was pointing up and the other one was saying Bukit Madei straight on, I think we should have probably went straight on, as I think this little loop is just going to bring us back down onto that track. You wouldn't want to bump into that nest, that's for sure. Otherwise you'd be sprinting to the top of Bukit Madei. Although this trail isn't too steep and it's not too difficult for walking on, it is kind of easy to get disorientated as you have lots of trails breaking off from the main trail. And because everything's quite overgrown around us and above us, you really have no sense of direction and you could become a little bit disorientated. These yellow markers are everywhere, and on the previous trail we were on there, the blue markers were everywhere. Thankfully I have the phone with me and I can check the maps. It gives me a good indication where exactly I am on the mountain. Although we can't actually see the trail on maps, I'm pretty confident we're going in the right direction. We just made it to the BRM viewpoint here, and just behind me here you get beautiful panoramic views of the city. behind. I can't really see what's below us, so I'm going to get the drone up and fly it out, and then we'll continue our trek up to Bukit Madei. Finished up here at the BRM viewpoint. We're going to continue on this way here through the forest, and our next pit stop should be the summit of Bukit Madei. We've been walking along now for quite some time, and this trail from the BRM viewpoint is it's very overgrown, so we're hoping now that we come out of this overgrown section soon now and we're back on the main route. That first sign we seen where it was Bukit Madei straight on, and then there was the BRM off to the left, we really should have just stayed on the track, as from the BRM viewpoint back down it's very overgrown. Just to give you an idea of things you really have to watch out for, especially in the rainforest, are plants like this here. You don't really want to be brushing off that bad boy. Oh, it really is like the trail that never ends. What started off as a beautiful trail with panoramic views has turned into the never-ending forest trail. I will come back and do Bukit Madei again in the future, and rather than taking in the BRM viewpoint, we'll just continue straight on. I checked the maps, Bukit Madei is just up here. We've got another 30 minutes, and I think when we ventured off the trail, realistically, if we had stayed on the same trail, it probably would have brought us up this way. So we've taken in this whole other section of the mountain here, and it wasn't really necessary. This T-junction can be one of our landmarks for when we're making our way back down the mountain. We're back on the incline now, and this is starting to get a little bit more challenging. Oh, and this is a bit of a workout, as both of our legs are a little bit fragile after doing that extra loop. It's definitely not moderate, it's quite long, and this one section at the end is killer. It's just like a constant incline. Bukit Madei is approximately 520 meters, so we've about 70 meters to go. For anyone doing this trek in the future, the last part of the trek is quite steep. Thankfully the trail has flattened out a bit. I'm going to enjoy this little flat section while it lasts. Apparently we just made it to the peak. Now I was expecting some views, but the peak seems to be literally here in the forest. So we're going to double check the maps, as I think when we go around the corner there might be a viewpoint. At least we can chill out there and get a little bit of drone footage. We just made it back down from Bukit Madei. We really messed up at the start of the trek when we veered off and went up to that other viewpoint. If we had just stuck on the main route, it was literally just a straight trek all the way up to the peak. It took us less than 1 hour to make it all the way back down to this chill out area here at the start of the trek. This is the coolest thing ever. There is literally a massive thunderstorm over the city of Kuala Lumpur. Seeing as though I'm back here, I might as well run up to the top of this peak up here. I have one GoPro on a time lapse and it's capturing the thunderstorm over the city. So I'm just going to go up to the top of this peak here. I'm bringing the drone and a few batteries with me, and we should be able to get some more aerial footage. You can see just over here to the left of me, there's Bukit Madei in the distance there, and that's where we came from. This is all farmland, and all the staff here are super friendly. At the resting station, you can get some coffee, coconuts. There is a toilet as well, and yeah, it's a nice place to chill out and check out the city skyline. Wow, look at that. This is crazy. Probably some of the best views I've seen of the city from any of the peaks I've done so far. Badu Caves is just over here, and then obviously you can see the Merdeka and KL towers in the distance. Absolutely stunning. So that's me finished for today. I can't recommend coming up here enough. The views are absolutely out of this world. Definitely some of the best panoramic views of the city I've had so far on all the different peaks. So the sun is starting to set. I have my other camera, it's doing a time lapse of the sunset, and I wanted to capture the storm. I'm going to head back down to Lena at the resting spot, and I'm officially going to sign out for today now, okay? I'll see you guys in the next video. I want to do one final close-in just while the sun is setting. So I was just speaking to some of the staff up here. This peak is called the Sunrise Peak, and this peak over here is called the Sunset Peak. As you can see, you can get the best views of the city while the sun is setting from the Sunset Peak. Now, myself and Lena just checked our steps and the watch, just over 16k. And all the comments on Google Maps and all the pictures of Bukit Madei are all from the Sunset Peak. We actually went to the top of Bukit Madei. We took in the extra loop, which totaled to about 16k. And the comments were so easy. That's why I was battling my mind going, why was this trek so difficult when everyone's saying it's so easy? The reason it's easy is because most people just go there. On that note, I'll see you later.